Oh my God, I'm live again. I can't believe it. And it is so amazing to just jump back on here and get to connect with you guys. I can't wait to see who's able to join me live. I know I have just been away for so long that I don't even know myself right now, but that's really what I wanted to share with you guys today. I just wanted to kind of just give you a recap about like where the hell I've been, what's been going on, and I've literally been wanting to get back on Facebook Live since I said I'm going to go off, but I tried to kind of make this time for myself to kind of just disconnect and kind of reset. And I haven't known how to jump back on properly with you guys because there's so much been going on in my world that it's, you know, I'm so used to sharing all the little bits and pieces as they're happening in real time that it feels like this whole stockpile of stuff that I really want to share with you guys and let you in on like what's been going on and how that can support you. And so I'm just biting the bullet today and I'm jumping back online, and really I just want to say a massive thank you to two of my beautiful coaching clients who I got the pleasure of connecting with yesterday. I don't know, I think you guys just kind of gave me that little bit further inspiration to just get back on the saddle and get going. And it's such a treat that I get to connect with such beautiful souls. And I was like, oh, there's so many more of you guys out there and I can't wait to connect. So I don't know where to start. I'm going to jump in. Please say hi. Please let me know what's been going on in your world. Any wins? I'd love to hear from you guys. But I'm going to give you the recap, and then my hope is that from here on out, like I'm just adding all the value possible that I can, and kind of emptying out all the stockpiles of everything that I want to share with you, plus everything that continues to happen. But I'm here in Paris. This is as close as the Eiffel Tower I'm getting you guys today. I'll tell you a whole story about where I am right now a little bit later on, but I really want to take you guys kind of back, give you a recap, and really today's lesson in everything that I want to share with you guys is all about courageously choosing what's healthiest for you, and also how long-term travel is always going to magnify your challenges. Tends to be why I do it. I know I'm sick, I like to be challenged, but I really want to dive into and unpack those two lessons around courageously choosing what's healthiest for you and how long-term travel is going to magnify your challenges. And you know, you can see that negatively or positively, but man, have I been on a massive growth journey, being hit by challenges like in every area of my life. Like every area has just gone, boom, you want a challenge? Here, I'm going to give it to you. And I've definitely been kicked in the guts a few times with these challenges, but they've been majorly amazing and growth driven. So let me just take you back. All right, as you guys know, back around July this year, I got to a point where I'm like, you know what, like I am itching to go traveling. I hadn't been traveling since December. That's crazy in my books. I've been non-stop traveling for about nearly 5 years now, I think it must be. And so, you know, all that travel is part of my highest values. So it's my fourth top value is my travel. And I'd been kind of living in all my top three of my teaching, my learning, and my health, but not really doing any traveling. And it started to eat away at me. And so, yeah, back in July, I decided, you know what? I'm not waiting for anybody else in my life to go, hey, you want to go travel? Or, you know, somebody coming to my life who I can travel with. And I decided to do something courageous and make a decision to go, you know what? I'm going to go solo traveling, which for me personally was a major decision. Like that, I've always admired people who traveled solo. I've met a lot of them while I've been traveling around the world, and I've always, they inspire me. I think, God, you got some guts and you're courageous and like you get yourself out there, and I love that. And it was a really scary decision for me to go, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to book myself a silent meditation retreat in one of my favorite countries in the world, France. And I'm going to go to it, and that's going to set me up. And then I'm going to stay for 3 months. I'm going to travel wherever the hell I'm called to. Then what happened, as you guys, most of you know, is that I shared that with my family. I was like, oh, I better tell them I'm off. And they like thought, that is so amazing, we're coming too. And so I was like, oh, okay. I kind of had to change my travel plans. I was like ready to pretty much immediately go off. But because they wanted to come, I kind of put things on hold for about another month and, you know, kind of did all this stuff and whatever. And I thought, that's pretty amazing opportunity to go and create amazing memories with your family. Okay, that's okay. It'll only be for the first month or so, and then I'll still have 2 months of solo travel, and I'll put my silent meditation at the end of that. So that's how things kind of progressed. Then I actually ended up going to a personal development event not long after I'd made these decisions and these plans. And I ended up meeting somebody who I could potentially be in relationship with. And so things kind of took off with that. And, you know, at the time, this amazing person was starting some major things in their life, and they had to really focus. And I was like, this could not be more perfect timing. Like, I've booked this trip, and it's this personal growth that I need to go on so that I can reach a level where I really want to enter that relationship. And he needed to focus on some new projects that he'd immersed himself in his life. So it just seemed like it's perfect that I'm not going to see you until the end of the year, right? I know that sounds crazy, but it actually sounded perfect and felt perfect. But then, you know, you get to know people and you get kind of that starting of maybe a relationship, and he actually decided, hey, you know what? I'd love to come and meet you overseas. I'd love to come and travel with you, and you know, also, I love that you're doing a silent meditation. I've found one here in Australia. I'm going to do it, and I've tied it in so that I'm doing it at the same time as you're doing yours in France. And I finish mine, I jump on a plane, and I arrive on the day that you come out of your silent meditation retreat. And I was like, whoa, that sounds really romantic and amazing. And then I was like, intuitively, I was like, and I spoke this out, that I was like, you know, I don't know how I'm going to be after 10 full days in silence. I've never done this before. I don't know if I'm going to be like dying for that connection and can't wait, or I might be like, you know what, I just needed like a week to myself to just kind of digest what I've been going through, and just kind of kind of process everything. Anyway, I kind of communicated that, but he was pretty adamant, like, oh, really? Like, I'd really love to tie it in this way. And of course, I didn't know any better because I've never experienced it. And who wouldn't want, you know, somebody amazing to come and travel and meet you across the globe in your favorite country and all that sort of stuff. And so I said, okay, well, we'll work it out and just let's do that. And so he did end up coming and arriving on the very day that I came out of my silent meditation retreat. And if you guys have been following along with any of my posts, you'll already have a little bit of an idea as to like how that 3 weeks kind of turned out. He actually just left and went back home to Australia on Monday. And honestly, like from the first day he arrived, like that very first week was the most challenging. Probably the first 2 weeks, it probably got a bit easier in the third week. But honestly, like so much happened. I'm going to dive into lots about that. But really what happened was we had this like full immersion of like all these expectations about all these things that we wanted in our lives together, and it was just like literally a relationship on steroids, like how quickly it was going. And by the time he reached France, and of course we hadn't spoken for those 10 or even more, like 11 days while I was at this silent meditation retreat, and then he arrives and I've got all this stuff I've got to process, but I haven't had time. And anyway, it turned out to be kind of this like, you know, like him coming toward me and me pulling back, and just, it was attachment theory 101, which I can't wait to share more of that with you guys. If you are interested in learning what the hell attachment theory is, I have done a video on this, so if you're interested, let me know, and I will drop the link to this on this video so you guys can understand like what are our attachments in a relationship? You know, we can be anxiously attached where we're like, hey, give me lots of reassurance, or we can be avoidantly attached, like give me my space and my independence, or we can be securely attached as well. So I'm not going to dive into that, all those details today, but let me know. I'll link you up the video for anybody who's interested. Drop a comment, definitely do that for you. But anyway, it's been a crazy time together, but really what was happening was me just continuously hitting the pause button on what I already knew instinctively was healthy for me. I did it back in July when I decided I knew what was healthiest for me. I got over that hurdle and made the decision. I knew it wasn't going to be healthiest for me to have people come and join me on that trip. But, you know, I was like, oh, but they want to do it and I can see the fun of that. But like, I can just put me on hold again. And then I did the same thing, you know, with this incredible person who like wanted to, you know, come and join me overseas. I was like, oh, that sounds like fun. But I, again, hit the pause button in what was healthiest for me. And whilst he was here, you know, there was so much that we were having to navigate and work through, and being in a completely different country and all sorts of, you know, things going on that I just felt like I still haven't given myself this time. And I created some of that space. I kind of took my finger off the pause button while he was here in different regards, but at the end of the day, it was still a major pause on the work that I needed to do. And he's only been gone since Monday, when I finally am like, okay, now I'm solo traveling. So you get what you wanted, Vanessa. Like, what are you going to do about it? And honestly, this has been the most challenging few days of my life. Like, I'm currently coming to you with like the biggest pounding headache. I have not been feeling well. I've been kind of reverting back into illness a little bit because I'm not taking care of my health to the same degree that I would back at home, and it's really been taking a toll on me. You guys have seen me get sick a few times on this trip, which I never ever get sick, but I'm really feeling it, and just the whole emotional stress of like putting the hold button on what's healthiest for you. Like, it seriously takes a toll. And what I've been realizing is I tried to take a break from everything that I was doing. You know, you guys know I was like doing Facebook Live every single day for over a year and a half. I was putting out posts and writing every day. And, you know, I think I was posting 4 or 5 times every single day. You know, I was really just like immersing myself in that. And I felt like this was going to be a really great break, even though I didn't want to do it. But like going into that silent meditation, I was like, this is perfect. I've got, you know, I can't even be on technology. It was so reviving to my soul and everything that I was learning and going through self-inquiry, which, watch your space, because I got so much to in store for you guys. And particularly you guys in the masterclass. Our next masterclass is going to blow your mind. I'm going to recreate the most profound experience that I had at this silent meditation retreat for you. And oh my God, I'm so excited to do that with you. For all you guys who are in the masterclass, I put out a post today. Please vote on a time that you could be there, because I want as many of us live as possible. It's going to be really, really amazing. So let me know. And if you're not part of the masterclasses, I'll put a link up as well. If you want to join and get access to all the previous masterclasses plus this special one that's coming up either at this weekend or next weekend. We're still voting on the time, so now's the time to join. But anyway, after, you know, going through that, I then, as you guys saw, I did a Facebook Live like the day after I came out, the next day. That was such a struggle for me to do because I still hadn't processed everything that I needed to process. Plus, I had this other extraordinary human being with me who I was trying so badly to like make sure that like his needs were met, and like I wasn't, he'd come all the way from across the globe, and like I wanted to make sure that, you know, he was having a good time as well. And it was just like, oh my gosh. And then I finally got to this point, I think the next day, where I was just like, you know what, like I actually feel like I need to take a complete break from all obligation and all expectation, and I need to find a way to focus on me and create a good experience with this human being who's come over to stay with me for 3 weeks. And it's been a schmozzle. But the one thing that I've really realized is that me taking a break, actually, this work that I do with you guys, this connection that I have with you guys, growing myself, using myself as the human guinea pig and sharing my growth journey every single day, like that is a major part of who I am. And I didn't quite realize that. I kind of separated. I knew it was me, but it was like, maybe I need a break and a recharge of my batteries from this. And in actual fact, it has been so draining to pull that part of me away. Like I felt like, honestly, 50% of me had just shut down. And then that 50% of me that had been shut down was being filled up with like whatever expectations or my perception of the expectations of the people around me were, and keeping them happy and kind of sacrificing myself for this next period of time so that I could get through it and get on the other side. And honestly, like I just had to get back into it today, and I'm so grateful to be here and to be connected with you guys. I can't wait to check in with you guys and chat with you. But honestly, I have been learning major lessons, and like I said, having major challenges in terms of health, always a major challenge. Like I said in the title today, any long-term travel is going to absolutely magnify your challenges. Health is a major one. You can't, you're not in your own environment. You don't have your own gym that you go to, or however you train that way, or you don't have your green smoothie blender, which is the biggest thing that I'm missing on my travel journeys. All those different pieces of the puzzle. You're always like up and to the next place, and you're running around the place, and of course you're in new locations and you want to experience the cuisine and do all that sort of stuff, so lots is going on there. But yeah, I've got the most pounding headache, just from like not looking after your body to the highest capacity, which I'm trying to mend and do some good stuff with, but still takes a toll. Definitely, oh my gosh, challenges with this relationship. I'm going to be talking way more into that with you guys however the coming days pan out. But yeah, major growth curve in just 3 weeks based on that experience that I can't wait to share with you. Yeah, definitely cutting off from my mission, and yeah, loads and loads of stuff. But really, my major lesson has been that if you don't courageously choose to align with what is healthiest for you in any given moment, you're only going to have to repair the damage that is done by the trust that you're taking away from within yourself. So every time you put a pause on you and you go hit play on what's going to suit other people at the expense of what's healthier for you, you're diminishing that trust within yourself. And that's why this last few days has been really grueling for me, because I'm in like damage control, because I'm like, oh, really, Vanessa, like you finally got this time to yourself. Really, are you actually going to follow through with what's healthiest for you? Or, it's kind of like a naughty kid who's like, I see you break the rules all the time. Like I'm going to test you out. And that's kind of how I've been in battle this week. It's like my urge has been to completely distract myself. Like I want to watch this like movie all the time, or this Netflix, whatever, or, eat bad food, or just like not, just distract yourself, or just oversleep and all these things when you don't need to be doing that stuff. And in actual fact, when you get into it and you do that, you distract yourself with some TV show, or bad food, or oversleeping, or you're not getting into your training, you're not doing the things that you know are healthy for you. All you're doing is going in this never-ending cycle of diminishing self-trust, self-belief, all the rest of it, and it gets harder and harder to get out of that hole that you keep digging for yourself. So that's what I'm doing, damage control, and I feel like I'm finally getting back on track with getting on top of all the things I've let slide, and getting just back into hitting the Facebook Live button, you know, just little things like that that make the biggest difference in my life. And I encourage you to identify what are those things that you're not doing for yourself. And, you know, where in your life are you kind of not getting clear on what's right for you? I was listening to Jordan Peterson today, and one thing just really rung clear for me, which was that ultimately we keep distracting ourselves and we don't get clear and take action in the direction that's healthiest for us. Because if we know and we have clarity what those things are, it also simultaneously defines our criteria for failure. And what happens is when we define our criteria for failure, you know, we are seeing and we've got that clarity over what we want. We've automatically showing ourselves when we're not doing it, we're not achieving it, we're not aligning with it. So most of us get stuck in this distraction mode where we become really vague and confused about, you know, what we want. But actually we all know what we're inspired by if we just get out of our own way and we stop, you know, creating that vagueness that is protecting us from, you know, the criteria of failure. And in actual fact, we need to get into action. And that's why I mentioned at the beginning of today's live that I just want to shout out to the two beautiful clients that I got to connect with yesterday, because they both, in their own unique, beautiful ways, just really just reminded me like of how much I absolutely love serving and contributing and adding value in any way possible. And I want to do that consistently like I've done. And to be thrown out of that consistency has been, you know, it's kind of like taking 10 steps back before you get back into action. So really hoping that I think I've covered, like I just wanted to do this really big recap over the last 6 months practically. But I'm really hoping that me sharing everything I have today is definitely of value. I hope that you've gotten value from this message, like I said, and that you are in the masterclasses, and I can't wait to catch up with you live and say hi. And if you're not, I will drop a link for any of you guys who want to join us in the masterclasses. Got an exceptional masterclass coming up for you that I cannot wait to share. So now's the time, my favorite time. I get to check in. I've got Lucy and Katrina and Alexandria, yay, and Berry and Tim and Jared and Alexandria, woohoo, welcome back, beautiful spirit sister. Oh, so beautiful to see you. Oh my gosh, I've missed you guys. And Linda's here, and Jared. Hey Vanessa, I hope you had a fantastic time. I absolutely have had many fantastic times, and I've still got another month. So I'm here in Paris right now. This was this quick side note before I keep checking in with you guys. But I ended up, so I've been staying right in the center of Paris while this amazing human being came and visited me. But then when he left, I was like, okay, I need a week of just focus. I'm not going to go sightseeing. I'm going to get a really nice place that's super comfortable and that I can just work and re-immerse myself in the stuff that I want to be doing. And I ended up like picking this place that I kind of picked because it's a really nice place. Like it's like a 3-story like cool apartment, and outside it's got like a Zen garden and it's really beautiful. But the location, like the suburb that I'm in, is like anybody I've spoken to who knows France, they're like, oh, how long are you staying there for, and why are you doing that, and don't go out when it's dark. So it's like a little bit of a seedy area. So it's kind of good though, because it's kind of forcing me to stay doing my work and not go distract myself with too much French food or, you know, whatever's going on. So, but yes, got another month, and I'm off to, I think I've got till Tuesday here in France, and then I haven't booked it yet, but I think I'm going to go to Greece. I think I might go spend about a week in Mykonos and then to Crete. So a couple of islands in Greece before I hit Dubai, and then Sydney and Melbourne. So yes, plenty more time to enjoy, and I love you being here, Jared and Shane's here, and much love to you, Katrina, and Robbie, and Jake, and Elliot. Very early morning in California. Yes, I love it. I saw a few of you guys were online, so I was like, oh, I don't have to wait any longer for you guys to be up. So I love it. And thanks for joining me super early. And Rose is here, yay. And Marco, and Ram, and Shana, and Martin. I am absolutely loving Paris, but yeah, last week was more sightseeing. This week more working. But yeah, it's probably, it's up there. It's pretty close to my favorite city in the world, but I really love New York as well. So yeah, but I love it always, every time I come. And Owandini, hello to you. And Anne, hello. And Sarah and Roxana, much love to you, beautiful. And Rory and Soy Cairo. And Katrina, yes, please send me the link. Absolutely. So that was the link for attachment theory that I did over a year ago now, but somebody just commented on it or it sent me a notification. I was like, oh my God, that's crazy, because I was just revisiting all my learning around that. So I can't wait to share that with you, Katrina. And Martin, don't eat the bread in France. I live here and I can't digest it. That might be part of my problem. The bread is too good here in France. Not that I've had any this week, but yeah, bread is my vice. Yeah, good bread, some butter, yum. So I love that you live here, Martin. That's awesome. And Pete's here, and Alexandra, yes, for sure, V, it's all about getting back in balance and freeing up your energy. Sending you a huge hug from Charles and me. I love it. And thanks for that #wellness. Definitely need it again. So thanks, beautiful. And Jamie's here as well, and Abhishek, and Shane, and Daryl. Forget about the consequences of failure. Failure is only a temporary change in direction to set you straight for your next success. Dennis Waitley. I love that, Daryl. I always appreciate your quotes, my friend. And Nicholas, and Judy, and Nino, and Alexandra, be compassionate to yourself, beautiful. Absolutely. You know, that is absolutely key. You know, it's kind of like, you know, when we can get down on ourselves, when we feel like we're going backwards, right? And why is it that we start to kind of beat ourselves up for that? We start to call ourselves names. We start to get aggressive with ourselves, you know? In what world does that work for anybody in the long term? If you're doing that to somebody externally, or somebody's doing that to you, like, how inspired are you by somebody who's aggressive, abusive, and you know, just doesn't appreciate what you have done and how far you're going, and appreciate who you are and what you've got to give and all that sort of stuff? We're always going to be so much more inspired and motivated and energized by positive self-talk, just like we would in the external world. When somebody sees the best in us and encourages us, we're going to be inspired to prove to them that yes, we are that higher version that they see. So the same is true with our relationship with self. Absolutely. Couldn't have put it better myself. Beautiful. And Rory, thanks for the truthfulness and vulnerability, Vanessa. I'm currently reading a book by Dr. Joe Dispenza, You Are the Placebo. I highly recommend it. Rory, I am so grateful to hear that. And thank you so much for those kind, beautiful words around truthfulness and vulnerability. Absolutely high on my values list. And I am so excited to hear that you are immersing yourself in Dr. Joe Dispenza's work, particularly the You Are the Placebo book. It's been completely revolutionary in my life, and that, oh my gosh, like, you have to get into the meditation. I've had the most profound experiences with that meditation. Although now that I've done my 10 days of silent meditation retreat, I've had equally profound experiences during that retreat. So, but if you can get it in a 45-minute sitting with a Dr. Joe Dispenza meditation that you can do from wherever you are, like, I take that, absolutely. I love hearing that, Rory. Thanks for sharing. And Jayothika is here, and Marco, and Mitke, and Thai, and Aaron's here, and Elavarison. Awesome to see all of you guys. I have absolutely missed you to bits. I can't wait to be coming back to you each and every day, however that's going to play out. haven't quite got my finger on the button, but to me, it always works out if I'm just consistent on a daily basis, and if I'm adding value to you guys, then that's what I want to do. So yes, Thai, long time no see. Really love your messages from Vietnam. That's so, so awesome. Thank you, Thai. I love you being here, and I absolutely love Vietnam, one of my favorite places in the world I've ever been to. So I'm really hoping today's message has served you, has supported you. And definitely I'll be linking you up with the attachment theory video I did over a year ago. But just to give you a gist over some of the stuff that is really highly valuable and important to understand in our relationship dynamics. And definitely I experienced it firsthand in that 3 weeks. A lot of it took my growth to a whole new level in relationship. And also, if you're part of the masterclasses, please vote in our private group for the best time that suits you for our upcoming masterclass, so I can have as many of you live. I always love seeing you and connecting with you personally. And if you're not currently part of the masterclasses, I will shoot a link as well for you to come and join us there. So as always, guys, as I'm always sending you all of my love, light, blessings, gratitude, energy, enthusiasm, everything extraordinary coming to you to wherever you are in the world today. I absolutely hope that it's beautiful, amazing, extraordinary. I hope that today's message has served you and empowered you. And I can't believe I actually remembered my outro, but I'm sending you guys so much love, and I cannot wait to see you all tomorrow.